Caitlin Clark didn't just wake up a star, she built herself into one. The logo threes? Earned. The confidence to attack the rim? Engineered. Behind every highlight is a brutal routine powered by obsession and grit. She added 8 pounds of muscle, fires 300 shots daily, and trains like her legacy depends on it, because in fact, it does. This isn't a story about natural talent, it's a blueprint for how to outwork your own potential. So how did Caitlin Clark go from college phenom to WNBA-ready powerhouse? Let's step inside the grind. The summer of 2022 was when Caitlin Clark made a choice. Not the kind you make once, the kind you recommit to every single day. While most players took time off, Clark turned her summer into a training camp. Partnering with Iowa's gymnastics trainer, she dove into a full-body transformation. This wasn't just weightlifting, it was a calculated rebuild. Every squat, sprint, and static pull-up was designed to prepare her for the hits, the pace, and the chaos of professional basketball. She gained 8 pounds of lean muscle, but it wasn't just about looking stronger. It was about absorbing contact, staying explosive, and playing through pain. Her movements had changed. More balance, more control, more presence on the floor. She wasn't just playing differently, she was moving like someone had trained with intention. That summer turned into a launch pad. The visible gains were real, but the invisible ones, discipline, durability, and mental toughness, were the real win. And when she returned to the court, it showed. Not in flashy dunks or viral clips, but in the way defenders bounced off her, in the way she took hits and didn't flinch. The energy was building, but physical transformation was only the surface. What came next pushed her mental focus and competitive drive into overdrive. Caitlin Clark's shot isn't just built, it's programmed. Every night she lights up the scoreboard, it's the result of hundreds of silent, unseen reps. Her shooting routine is obsessive. 300 shots daily, 100 from mid-range, 100 free throws, 100 from deep. There's no flash, no filter, just pure repetition. Sweat, correction, adjustment, and reset. And when the numbers don't hit her mark, she doesn't move on, she starts over. Because for Clark, close isn't close enough. Her target, 70% from beyond the arc in practice, a mark most players won't even dream of chasing. She doesn't settle, she calibrates. Her form isn't just refined, it's automatic. Feet set like clockwork, elbow tucked, eyes fixed. The moment the ball leaves her hand, the shot is already halfway home. It's why her release looks the same in the first quarter as it does in the final seconds. That level of repetition turns pressure into routine. This isn't about finding rhythm, it's about living inside it. Where most players need time to get hot, Clark starts games already dialed in because she's already hit those shots in practice again and again and again. Her shot isn't confidence, it's certainty. And just when that certainty takes hold, the chaos begins. Defenders close in, angles disappear, space collapses, the pace turns suffocating, and in that firestorm, she has to stay in control, not with her shot, but with her next most critical skill. Her dribbling isn't about flash, it's about control, and that control is forged through drills that challenge every neuron in her body. One of her most intense routines, tapping a wall with one hand while switching the ball behind her back with the other. It looks chaotic, but there's a purpose. Develop elite coordination under fatigue. Most players train when they're fresh. Clark trains when she's tired because the game doesn't care if you're exhausted. These drills replicate chaos, high heart alert, rapid decisions, full body entanglement. Every second forces her to stay sharp when her body wants to quit, and it pays off. Watch her when double teams trap her when defenders press 94 feet. She doesn't panic because she's trained for the storm. She's practiced losing the ball, recovering, finding the lane, and making the pass. The dribble isn't just a tool, it's an anchor. It centers her in chaos, and that's the key. In a league where pace and pressure dominate, Clark isn't reacting, she's dictating. Her handle allows her to slow the game down while speeding herself up. But control is only half the question. The next level, enduring pain, meeting contact, and turning collisions into confidence. Skill gets you noticed, strength keeps you in the game. Caitlin Clark knew this before she ever took a WNBA hit. That's why her training includes the kind of lifts and resistance drills you'd expect from a linebacker. Heavy squats to build her foundation, deadlifts for explosive power, rows and sled pushes to condition her frame for force, and static hold pull-ups to build resilience in isolation. It's not just about aesthetics, it's about performance. Every rep has a real-world consequence. Can she take the hit and finish the layup? Can she fight through a screen and still contest the shot? Her strength training answers those questions with a yes, and it's visible. Her drives to the rim are more aggressive. She no longer absorbs contact, she delivers it. Her body language screams confidence, not cockiness. Because strength isn't loud, it's efficient. It's what lets her rise after being knocked down, what helps her stay locked in after getting bodied by a forward, what allows her to make a full-speed cut late in the fourth with no drop-off. Now imagine all that raw power, all that precision under the microscope of someone who demands perfection, a coach with vision. Enter Stephanie White. Stephanie White is a former WNBA champion, a college national title winner, and now head coach of the Indiana Fever. She's been a player, a coach, and a builder. She doesn't just understand talent, she knows how to shape it. When Caitlin Clark arrived in Indiana, White didn't see a headline or a hype machine. She saw potential that hadn't been pushed far enough. She wasn't impressed by logo threes or flashy assists. She was focused on what wouldn't work at the next level, the habits that would crack under WNBA pressure. So she went to work, left-hand finishing, contact-heavy drills in the paint, reading screens, and shifting pace in tight windows. She made Clark uncomfortable on purpose, and Clark didn't just take it, she absorbed it. White broke down the game differently. It wasn't about volume anymore, it was about precision. Every decision had to be faster, every read had to anticipate what was 2 steps ahead, and Clark adapted quickly. She didn't resist critique, she welcomed it in fact, because what she saw in Clark wasn't a coach, it was a mirror, a reflection of the standards she already held for herself. Their sessions weren't polished, they were chaotic, competitive, ruthless, but they gave Clark something she didn't even know she was missing. Depth, strategy, a new layer to her arsenal, and now she's not just playing the game, she's dissecting it. Everything White demanded, Clark delivered, and that partnership didn't just change how she played, it changed how she saw the floor. But even with new tools and vision, the real danger is what drives it all underneath. The biggest gap between great and legendary is the mindset. That's why Caitlin Clark doesn't just train harder, she thinks deeper. Every workout is logged, every stat tracked. She visualizes not just a win, but the route to it. What if the defense switches? What if the double comes early? She doesn't leave it to chance. She runs simulations in her head, solving problems before they even exist. That's how she plays 2 steps ahead. It's not arrogance, it's anticipation. Her mindset is what pushes her to reset a workout when the numbers aren't right. It makes her crave criticism. Most players get frustrated by coaching, but Clark, on the other hand, begs for it. Because feedback isn't failure, it's fuel, and when she plays, you can actually see it. Her eyes aren't just on the rim, they're reading the whole floor. She plays like someone who's already visualized this possession 1,000 times over. That's what separates stars from the savages. Talent gets you drafted, mindset keeps you dominant. Clark's killer instinct isn't a switch she flips, it's always on. And that flame, it's only growing, because what she's building isn't just a player, it's a storm, and it's already rolling in. Every part of her game, every angle of her body, every layer of her mindset has been tuned for excellence. Her frame now supports elite level contact. Her shooting percentages climb with every rep. Her reads are faster, her confidence deeper. She doesn't just enter games ready, she enters expecting to dominate. And that's not confidence, that's data. Numbers back her, the tape confirms it, but the real proof? Watch how defenses scramble when she touches the ball. Watch how coaches scheme entire game plans just to stop her. That's not hype, that's respect. And still, she trains like she's unranked, like she has something to prove. And that's the scariest part. She's only getting started. The story of Caitlin Clark isn't about talent meeting opportunity, it's about preparation meeting purpose. She's not riding a wave, she built a current. And that current, it's rising fast, faster than anyone expected, and the league has no idea what's coming next. Caitlin Clark isn't just another rookie stepping into the WNBA, she's shaking the entire foundation of the league. She's breaking records, drawing massive crowds, and bringing a spotlight that women's basketball has never seen before. But instead of celebrating her, the league is testing her, challenging her, and in some cases, even trying to push her out. This isn't just about Caitlin, it's about the future of the WNBA. Will they embrace the change that she brings, or will they let their own jealousy and resentment drive away the one player who could take them to new heights? The storm has arrived, and it's only getting stronger. But the question is, can the WNBA weather it, or will they get swiped away? If you felt that, hit the like button, drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more in-depth breakdowns on the fiercest names in the game. Stay locked in. But Caitlin Clark isn't the only one shaking things up in basketball. Jimmy Butler just dropped some bombshells about the NBA, and trust me when I say you don't want to miss this. Click here to watch Jimmy Butler exposing the NBA.